What is going on, guys? It's your boy Dyllan and welcome back to another Destiny 2 build guide. Today we're going to be taking a look at one of my favourite Stormcaller builds in PVE. And yeah, one quick disclaimer that I do want to quickly state before we get into the actual video is that this build is pretty decent in standard PVE activities. However, it's at its best when there is a modifier active, mainly in this week's Nightfall, which is why I'm actually making this video. The perk Torrent is active, where your abilities recharge much faster. When this perk is on, or should I say modifier is active, it's just, the build is ridiculous. You get your grenades constantly, you can just spam them 24/7, and it's insane. So I just want to quickly state that before the video starts. So, getting into the build, we're going to start off with the subclass. So, for the grenades, as of when I'm making this video, I'll quickly find the date here real quick. It's the 19th of October 2017. Pulse grenades, as of right now, are ridiculous. They are the clear and obvious choice. Now, however, I do not know if they're going to get nerfed further down the line. So that may change, obviously, as time goes on. But as of right now, pulse grenades, just use them. They're insane. Moving on to the rift, I'm going to be using the healing rift because I like the spot of healing every now and then. It really does help you. It comes in clutch in certain encounters, and especially if I'm going to be showing you some gameplay in a second of the Nightfall, the extra healing does really, like I said, comes in clutch. For the jump, use whatever you want. I prefer burst glide just because I prefer the initial boost of movement speed. Then we're going to be using the attunement of conduction. So the perks on this thing, let's just go over them. We have Chain Lightning. This electrocuting melee ability hits at an extended range and chains lightning from the struck target to nearby enemies. So pretty decent for PvE. Obviously, it's like an AoE melee more or less, that it'll chain in between them. Then we have Transcendence. When cast with full grenade and melee energy, Storm Trance lasts longer and fully restores your health. Now this is the key perk here. Obviously the entire build is sort of centered around getting your grenades and just throwing them constantly. We have Arc Web. Enemies damaged by your grenades chain deadly lightning to nearby enemies, which is really good. Then finally we have Ionic Blink. Activate to teleport during Storm Trance, which obviously I'll probably show you some gameplay of that as well. Moving on to the weapons, use whatever you want. Any weapons work really well with this build. I don't really have any personal preferences, and this is just a usual build that I like to run in high level activities. Now the exotic armor piece that we're going to be using is the Crown of Tempest's exotic helmet for the Warlock. We have Conduction Tines. Arc ability kills increase the recharge rate of your arc abilities. This perk, when you get it to stack to I think ×5 it goes up to, is just ridiculous, and obviously you're going to see that in this video. Now, for legendary mods, try and make sure you have 2 legendary grenade recharge mods on, which are these right here. I have one in my chest piece, and I also have one in my boots. Then I have 2 arc melee abilities recharge faster, and then I have a recovery mod in my Warlock bond. If I could have another arc ability mod here, then I probably would, but unfortunately I didn't have any lying around. With that being said, let's get into the gameplay. So, the first thing we're actually going to go over in the build first is going to be the Nightfall with the perk Torrent active. Now, the reason I want to go over the Nightfall stuff first, and the reason why the Torrent perk makes this build so efficient, is because this is where the build really seems to shine. I will show you at the end of the video some normal PvE gameplay without the Torrent perk being on, and you will clearly see that it's nowhere near as efficient as what you're seeing on screen right now. So, the perk on the exotic helmet, Conduction Tines, this will stack up to 5 times. I think you get, I think it's something like 6 or 7 seconds to get another kill with an arc ability, and then you will get another stack. Then obviously you got another 6 or 7 seconds to get another ability kill, and then it'll stack again, and this will stack up to 5 times. Once you reach ×5, your ability recharge rate is significantly increased. Like, it's huge. You can just literally throw a grenade. As soon as you're throwing that one, throw another, then throw another, throw another, throw another. And you can just keep doing this over and over and over again. And like I said, the build, this is sort of what Destiny 2 has been missing for me. Like, it's just like ability usage in general, you know. Builds like this are so much fun to use, and this is exactly what Destiny is about to me, is just feeling like an absolute god with your abilities all the time. So, like I said, if heroic strikes do end up coming into Destiny 2 further down the line, like I said, it's like the 19th of October when I'm making this video. So if they do end up coming in and Torrent is ever on, feel free to use this. I mean, there may even be like catapult where that might do you know, grenade recharge only instead. You know, there's so many possibilities that hopefully Bungie do take advantage of, as to where this build could shine even more, and it could be used in more activities than just the Nightfall at the moment. But like I said, it is a hell of a lot of fun to use, and I definitely recommend trying to get your hands on the Crown of Tempest helmet. I feel like a lot of people at the moment are struggling to find builds that work really well together, in the sense that you can use your abilities often, but there are builds out there, and this is certainly one of them. So I've just gone and landed in European Dead Zone, and this is going to be just a standard PVE gameplay. What you would have seen before would have been the Nightfall, and this will be the standard. So without further ado, we're just going to get into it. So when I said it lacks efficiency really in standard PvE activities, unless you've got that Torrent perk active, I was actually being quite serious when I said that, because right, just watch this. I'll try and get ×5, and we'll basically go over how quick you do get your grenade back. Okay, so let's see if there's one more enemy in here somewhere. There you go. So I'm going to throw my grenade, and as you can see, it's slowly going up, but it's nowhere near as fast. That's with ×5 Torrent as well active. So as you can see, you know, it's nowhere near as efficient in standard PvE activities. So if you're expecting it to be as insane as it was within the Nightfall with Torrent on, it's like I said, it's nowhere near on the same level. However, it is still pretty decent. You know, like I've almost got my grenade back already, but this is one thing that, like I said, with a lot of builds in Destiny 2, is that a lot of them don't, you know, you can't really get your abilities back as fast as you'd like. I wish they'd increase the efficiency of some of these perks, like especially in PvE. I mean, even in PvP, to be honest, I mean, if you got a kill with your grenade, and then obviously you get the ×1 Torrent, you know, like I'd like them to increase the efficiency of these perks, because a lot of them just don't really seem to do much. But like I said, if you are fortunate enough to have a weekly Nightfall strike on with Torrent active, or if heroic strikes ever end up coming back into the game and Torrent's a rotating modifier on those, then you're going to be in for a treat with this build. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Peace.